high time that we talk about Unai Emery. And I'm on my feet today because we need to give him a standing ovation for what he has done at Aston Villa. For what he has done single-handedly at a club that was revered once, a Champions League winning side, that he has been able to revive this club to a club that is now hosting Champions League games, from a club that was battling relegation to now a club that is hosting the best of the best in Europe. He got into this club when they were close to relegation battle, people. They were close to relegation battle. He just finished winning a European, I think it was the Europa League title. And he chose to go to a club like Aston Villa, a club with history, a club with every single thing, a club with beautiful fans and fans that are absolutely going to fill that stadium every weekend. And he knew what he wanted. He knew what he needed to do. He understood how he needed to roll. And that right there was what he did. He went into that club and he absolutely changed it. And the truth about it is that Arsenal fans till today are going, whether they say it or not, are going to regret pushing that man out of the helm. Pushing that man out of the helm. Is it because he was saying good morning or whatever he was saying? He was building something at Arsenal. They did not give him the time, and all of a sudden they kicked him out of the curb. He went back to Spain, refined what he wanted to do, refined who he was as a coach, became the governor, and he came back to the Premier League. And he is now arguably the first, second, or third best manager in the league. And there's no debating that. And you can actually see that in the table. You can see it is crystal clear. He has done something, 11 wins in a row, something that no other manager in Aston Villa history has been able to do, something that the only person that has been able to do it, in my recollection, was Pep Guardiola, the first best manager in the league. And here do I say it, I believe that Mikel Arteta is not the second. I believe truly that Unai Emery is the second best manager in the Premier League. Now let's go deep into this. But without further ado, make sure you guys get ready because this is going to be a good one. Let's talk about Unai Emery. Let's go. First things first, we need to talk about this patch that we are seeing. It's not a purple patch. So let's not absolutely come here and say, oh, no, it's just a purple patch. This has not happened before. No, this is the second time he's going 10 games in a win with Aston Villa. This is the second time. In fact, this time he's going 11. Do you get me? He's the first manager in Aston Villa's history to do back-to-back, well, not really back-to-back, but do 10 wins in a bounce in all competitions for a manager of Aston Villa. Bear in mind, this is Aston Villa. This isn't just momentum. It is not momentum at this point. It is not luck at this point. It is total brilliance when it comes to coaching, total understanding of his squad, total understanding of managing characters and putting players in the right position to start scoring. And all of a sudden, what we see today is that Ollie Watkins, that could not find the back of the net, all of a sudden is scoring again. Why? Why is that? Unai Emery, the belief, the trust, the what do you call it? The motivation to do well, the motivation to play for a manager that is absolutely taking off his shirt and throwing it out. That right there is the motivation. I just did it. I just did not do it the way he did it in terms of the way he scored against my team, Manchester United. But you have to give him credit. You have to give him all the praise that he has gotten because he deserves it. This was a club drifting in mid-table before he arrived. They were drifting in mid-table. And all of a sudden, now they are hosting Champions League nights. Now, technically, they are schooling elite opponents. They are schooling Arsenal. They are schooling Chelsea. They are schooling City. They are schooling PSG at some point in the league or some point in the game. That is how good they are. This is elite work. Elite work. And we need to start appreciating it. And if there's anything that we do here at Pillar Sport is give credit where credit is due. Unai Emery, the governor, he is that good of a manager. And we need to talk about it. The day everything changed though, the day everything changed was in November 2022. Villa were near relegation zone. Structurally, low on confidence, reactive and not proactive to save their lives. Within weeks of Unai Emery coming into this club, within weeks, people, defensive distances got tightened. You get what I'm saying? You need to understand this. He started from the back. The spacing between one defender to the other got tightened. The pressing got defined. He told them where he needed the triggers. He told them how to bend the runs. He coached this team. The build-up patterns became automatic with Aston Villa. Every single player in there took to what he was talking about, took to his coaching, took to his understanding of football, and decided to make an organization out of Aston Villa. And that right there is where the beauty of what we watched appeared. Villa didn't just improve, they became an organism. They were transformed in a way that nobody truly understands, apart from the people that actually saw it and watched it throughout their stay. And those are all the fans of Aston Villa. People that struggled with their once great club, dying, going through relegations. He comes in, stabilize everything, and starts shooting for the stars. He starts shooting for the stars. Right now, you cannot open your mouth and talk about top 4 without talking about Villa's chances to become or be part of that top 4. If you do that, nobody is going to take your list seriously. No one. Now, what is the biggest giveaway in this situation of this elite coaching that Unai Emery has been able to bring to Aston Villa? The players know where they are meant to be. If there's anything Unai Emery has been able to teach these players, is understanding, being really, really clear about one thing. You are meant to be, and we need to start appreciating that. With Unai Emery, it's quite simple. It's quite understanding, and you can pick it up pretty quickly. Fullbacks step into the midfield at precise moments to understand, to close up the space. Second, centre backs hold aggressive starting positions in order for you to cover spaces the way he wants you to do. You see the likes of Konsa becoming one of the best England defenders that we have seen lately. Wingers, press on forward, press inward, and hold the line at specific moments. Not blindly, but hold the line at specific moments and press inward the moment you get the opportunity to. Midfield protects the zone, not the man, but the zone. And that is where you see the brilliance of Kamara, the brilliance of Onana, and the brilliance of Tielemans. That is where you see those brilliance happening. And that all comes from Unai Emery. It all comes from Unai Emery. It's not about chasing games. It's about understanding and controlling the phases with Unai Emery. And they know how to do that better than anyone in the Premier League, even Manchester City. They are the best at doing phases and understanding when they are meant to pounce and when they are meant to go back into the defense. Nobody does it better than Aston Villa, in my opinion anyway. In my opinion, nobody does it better. So what is making good players look great in this system? Because all of a sudden, Lindelof can play football again. All of a sudden, they brought up from the championship Morgan Rogers. And Morgan Rogers looks like a life beater. He looks great. We saw that against Manchester United. Elite coaches don't chase the Galacticos. They really don't. And that's where the key part needs to be. They don't chase the Galacticos. They elevate the profiles that they have and that they can put into place. They are looking for key things. I need this type of profile and I need them to improve. And if we can get that and put somebody that is coachable with someone that has all the elite profiles that I've absolutely put in place, we will get the best player that we can get in that position. And with Unai Emery at Villa, what do we know? Players have improved in their decision making. Roles were simplified and not restricted. That is the key thing. It was simple, but they did not restrict anybody's creativity. Confidence rose because instructions were absolute clear. They were absolute clear. That is how he was able to raise the standards, raise the quality of these players. For instance, Tielemans coming from Leicester City. We knew Tielemans was good. We saw him before Leicester City even bought him. We knew he was good, but he was not this good. He was not this good. He was not good enough in a way that you saw him dominate midfields by himself. He is now that brilliant of a player that he does not need the physicality. The physicality of the Premier League is not a weakness to him anymore because he understands his role and understands how to play it. Therefore, making his strengths absolutely shine bright. Rihanna will be proud about this one. Shine bright like a diamond. She will be proud because this dude absolutely has changed the course of his life when it comes to Tielemans. Captain of the Belgium team now. Who knew that was coming? Not me. I did not know that. Dude is absolutely balling in every single way. And then you look at Unai Emery, midfielders receiving on a half turn. He absolutely made that a compulsory situation. Forwards are attacking in the zones and not crowds. That's why you see the run that Morgan Rogers made, that Lenny Yoro allowed him to shoot the ball. All that comes from him attacking the zones and not where players were standing. Because if it was that situation, then he would have been inside the channel and not be outside in order for him to hit the ball and get the run. Defenders step into knowing cover exists. Key word, they know that there's somebody going to cover them if they step in. And that right there comes from what? We can say it in the crowd, people. It comes from coaching. It's as simple as that. This dude is truly an elite coach. An elite coach in every sense of the word. Now, Champions League. They are in the Champions League. Their qualification run, of course, it's not a miracle in this sense. We should know this by now that Aston Villa are good of a side to challenge every single person. We saw that last year. We saw how much and how difficult it was for PSG. We saw that. And now this year it's not as great. However, the league is just starting. We are halfway in it. There's still a lot of games to be played. But we have to settle down. We have to understand. And we need to praise Unai Emery for all that he has done. Because dude has been immense for Manchester. I wish. For Aston Villa. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button. And without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Much love. Peace.